Right, hello. Welcome back to the World Cup predictions. I'm feeling a new lease of life, honestly, with these fucking things. I'm feeling a new bit of confidence and a new, just a new kind of view on it because, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of that bloody group stage and we're on to the games that matter a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off the round of 32. We are in the knockouts, and quite frankly, I felt like I've needed this for a while because those group stage games were enough to knock me out. But thankfully, we're out of that era and into the next one. So, obviously, once the groups are all done, there will be two teams from each group, of course, that finish first and second, plus the eight best third place teams that will make it through to the round of 32. So far, they've not all been confirmed yet, so this was where the upload schedule may suffer a little bit. If it's not done 2 days before the actual match, that is because I don't know the teams participating. For some of them, we know who's going to be in them, like this one. We've got South Africa versus Canada, but there's one that I need to record tomorrow that has Germany versus unknown, and I don't know who the unknown is yet. So if it's only 1 day before it actually kicks off rather than two, it's because I don't know the opposition. So just bear with me as we get the round of 32 whittled down, and then we'll get onto it further and further because once the round of 32 is done, we can do the round of 16 and we'll know who's going through potentially as well. That might be where the upload schedule may have to go to 1 day before kickoff just because I won't know the teams. But enough of that. We are here to get to the nitty gritty. It is a one shot tournament now because if you lose, you're gone. And the first two teams to step up to that plate are South Africa and Canada. So let's get the settings done for this one then. As usual, we're going to go through all the settings as per normal, just so you guys know if it's the first time watching, then you'll know for future. And of course, there is a full playlist of all these matches on the channel if you would like to go back and see the rest. So 10 minutes, legendary, competitor mode on, player-based difficulty on as well. Quick subs are on. The ball is going to be changed from this because this is what we use for the final match day. From the Adidas Tango Rosario. We're going to go for a different brand. We're not going to go for Adidas again. We're going to try and find something else. We'll go... What will we go for the round of 32? This is around the 32 only. It'll change again for the round of 16. I quite like the EA Sports red-white, to be honest. We'll go with that for the round of 32. For the stadium, we're just going to be using random ones again, but of course, at the end of it, it will be the Central Mall Stadium, or the MetLife Stadium in real life. For this one, we'll just go with Sports Illustrated, Old Faithful. It feels like the one I use the most, but it's the one that's just easiest to get to. Summertime, when the weather is fine, and 3 p.m. kickoff because it's at 8 p.m. UK time, so 5 hours behind would make it 3 p.m. Quick maths. With the grass, the freshest green we can get. And there we are then. Settings down. Now taking a look at these two teams that will battle, that will vie for a place in the round of 16. And of course, excuse me, I just want to clarify two things before we continue on. One, the team that wins here is not necessarily the team that you will see in the next round in the simulation because we're going to be playing the real games. So say if South Africa win 2-0 here, but it's actually Canada that win in real life, then you will see Canada again. These are just predictions. And the second thing is, it's time to take a look at the teams. So these are your sides heading into this one. Ronwen Williams in goal, captain in South Africa. Modiba left back, Madawa right back, Mbakazi and Sabisi as the centre backs. The CDM partnership of Mokoena and Satole. Moremi off the left, Apollos off the right, Zvani at cam, and up front is Lyle Foster. Now I'm going to do a little bit of research before we continue with the Canada side because I'm curious, George, except my name's not George. Who the hell scored for South Africa to get them through? It was Maseko. He is not on the pitch. He must have been a substitute. Either that or he started in real life and the game's not put him in. It was the latter. He started in real life and the game's not put him in. So he is the hero that got the points for South Africa to end up finishing second. On the opposite side of things, Canada had a very, very good group. I believe they finished top in the end, did they not? No, they came second. One win, one draw, and one loss. They lost to Switzerland on the final day, that's right, after beating Qatar 6-0, and of course drawing on the opening day against Bosnia. But that 6-0 win definitely helped proceedings. As for Canada, then, their team is on the right-hand side. We've got Crepeau in goal, Alphonso Davies left back and captain, Johnson at right back, Cornelius and de Fougerolles at the centre-back spots, Miller left mid, Buchanan right mid, Estaquio and Saliba the centre mid choices. Of course, Kone unavailable now due to his injury, so Saliba has come in and filled the spot quite well, I might add. And then up front, we've gone for a partnership of Kyle Larin and Jonathan David. No double Davids up top, despite Promise David being quite good this World Cup. They've gone for Larin and David in this one. So to open up the round of 32, to open up the knockouts, it's a one-size-fits-all tournament from here. Will the size be Canada's to get to the round of 16, or will South Africa take one of the host nations out early doors in the round of 32? At the Sports Illustrated Stadium, 10-minute half-length, legendary difficulty, authentic game type on a sunny afternoon. Let's get into it, and let's just see if one of the host nations falls to the wayside.
To be with you, and no problems at all on the weather front as we get ready for this match.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, it feels good to not have to do research, to not have to go between groups, to not have to, put pressure on myself to watch through the slog of 72 group stage games where I'm trying to care, but I really don't as much. Because we're now in a knockout format, every game matters. Nobody can fuck up. There is no room for error. If it's a 0-0 draw, it won't end as that. It will continue on until we have a winner. There will always be a winner from this point onwards. And you know what? That makes me feel a lot better about the rest of these predictions. There's also a lot less games as well. Sorry, the anthems. Oh.
And here's the starting 11 for South Africa.
Sorry about that, yeah, I was getting a really impassioned point going and then suddenly national anthems were going on, so I apologise for that, but basically we're fucking here now to get to the nitty gritty, to see who will survive and who will not, obviously. 16 matches in the round of 32 to see which 16 tournaments will go, or 16 teams will go through in the tournament, and which 16 teams will fall to the wayside. Will we have any host nation knockouts? There's a chance that this one could be one. We are still going to get score predictions from yours truly, though, if I remember to do them, which I haven't done for a couple of games. The whole point of doing this is I forget to actually say a scoreline.
And here's the starting lineup for Canada.
As you can tell, I'm not very good at this. This is the Canadian team then. Came second in their group with 4 points, as did South Africa in the end. Second in their group with 4 points. Slightly different goal difference situation though, with Canada putting 6 past Qatar on their way through. Of course, South Africa I think only scored 2 so far, but they will be looking to score more and advance to the round of 16. The first country to do so. Will it be South Africa who kick off this game with Lyle Foster, or will it be Canada, one of 3 host nations, to progress from... Well, all the 3 host nations have progressed from the group stages, but will Canada go one step further? And if not, who will be the host nation that makes it the furthest? Let's get into it then. South Africa in the gold, kicking from left to right. Canada, the host nation, in the red, kicking from right to left. And I don't want to say, that South Africa don't deserve this, but they've been very lucky to get through because their performances have been disastrous. They were named the worst World Cup team after day 1 with their honking display against Mexico. But they've managed to turn it around, and as much as I'm kind of annoyed because it means Scotland probably aren't through now and there's very, very little chance of Scotland making it through now, I've got to respect it. So, however, I think the miracle run of Bafana Bafana who are making it to knockouts the first time. I believe both these teams making it to knockouts the first time. I believe the run of Bafana will come to an end. I've gone for a 2-0 Canada. I think Canada will have enough quality with both Davids, as well as maybe Kyle Larin popping in another goal as well. I think there'll be enough up front for them to see the game out. So I'm back in Canada, but it really could go either way.
Lovely tempo to this passing sequence.
Yeah, they move the ball so well.
Nicely constructed. Dangerous ball.
Ball through down to Moremi. Could be first for South Africa. Krapo.
And back with Crepo. Eustachio. Intercepted effortlessly. Teammates available.
Could it be Canada to get the first spot? I need to actually lock in on this match because it is knockouts now, and I've just talked about how I'm going to be paying more attention, and I've done absolutely nothing yet to pay attention to it. Canada's player to watch, well, the player to watch the whole game probably would be Jonathan David, Juventus striker, looking to strike Canada further on in this tournament, of course. For the first time in this tournament as well, if the game ends in a draw, it won't end in a draw, if you know what I mean. We'll be going to extra time and penalties to separate the teams. I'm assuming there'll be a few of those along the way. Watch none of them go to extra time now. None of them will go extra time. There will be winners every time.
Can they open them up?
Weird weather right now because it was a thunderstorm this morning and now it's nice weather again. So I don't really know what to make of the weather. And, oh, Cornelius could have put Canada in trouble there, but it does get put away, I think, by the first roll. Right now, it is currently 3:30 on the Friday. This is going to get uploaded at 8 PM on the same day, so it's not like there's going to be much time difference. I think that's going to be the case towards the rest of these games, because I'll try to keep the 2 days before actual real-life match going. But, again, if I don't know the teams, I can't do that, so there may be changes here and there to the schedule.
Oh, nice ball.
As we progress through the knockouts, Johnston into Buchanan. Could it be 1-0 Canada? No, Modiba closes it down. I think this will be a tightly contested one, but I think eventually Canada will let their quality shine through. I think they will win it out. Whether that happens in simulation, I'm unsure, but in real life, that is my thought process. And as much as I'm annoyed South Africa going through because it puts South Korea down to third, and they've got a better record than Scotland do, it kind of fucks Scotland over, but at the same time, all respect to teams like South Africa that are making it through.
Promising attack.
Ball is going forward for South Africa. It's been like a 50-50, but they're going to be a bit more, you know, conservative in these kind of matches because they've only got one shot at this. If they lose, they're gone. Might play a bit more safe.
Well read to ease the pressure.
Away by Mbakazi. Again, South Africa, underdogs. They've been underdogs for most of the time. A lot of people, and I will put myself in that contingent, expected South Africa to finish bottom of Group A. I will put myself in there. My order of it before the tournament was, and I will be honest with you, South Korea, Mexico, Czechia, South Africa. I put South Africa bottom, and don't say you didn't, because most of you will have done as well. So it is an underdog story, but from my perspective and around 4 to 5 million others or whoever supports football in this country, they will be a little bit annoyed with South Africa because it could send Scotland crashing out. But Scotland don't deserve to go through anyway, based off of the record. However, you've got to back your boys until the very end. And I know currently in real life they're sat outside the top 8, but some heavy losses to the teams that we need to lose could change things. I don't think it will. I think we're fucked. Lyle Foster, speaking of fucked, Canada were nearly fucked there. Nearly a goal down. Lyle Foster hitting the crossbar, and it's still on here for South Africa. Mokoena, Moremi, Zatoli sticking around as well. Zvane, can he dance his way through? He can, but the shot is wide. And Defoe's roll, good pressure to stop him from getting it towards a target. Yeah, anyway, so this is the serious bits now. If you're just tuning in, this is your first game that you're watching these predictions. We have gone all the way through the knockout stages. We have played 72 fucking matches, and now we're on to the important parts. We're out of the gulag, so to speak, of the longest group stage of all time. Of course, in real life, we're getting towards the end of it as well. Jonathan David finds Buchanan. It's misread, and it's back into Jonathan David, and that will be 1-0 to Canada. Moments after South Africa nearly took the lead through Lyle Foster hitting the crossbar. It's now gone the other direction, and Juventus' Jonathan David, a good give and go there with Buchanan.
Well, here's the goal again, and it's a great.
And I'm going to be honest, that's on Madiba. I didn't pick him up, and it was able to be squared back. Nobody marking David either, and he has an easy finish to make that 1-0. Now South Africa, they've come close already, but now they actually have to put the ball in the net to keep alive in the World Cup. It's first blood to Canada, who scored the first goal of the knockouts. I can't lie, I'm bloody excited for the knockouts. I know Scotland probably won't be one of the teams there, but I'm obviously going to be back in England as well, in the hopes that we beat Panama, of course. We play them tomorrow night in real life. By the time this is uploaded, we'll have already played them, and we might even know, we probably will know, actually, our round of 32. Actually, that's a lie, because I'm uploading this the same day as I'm recording it, so we won't know, actually. Bloody hell, I keep thinking I'm, like, miles ahead of the times, but I'm actually uploading this in about, what, 5 hours or something, so it's like, I'm not really. Apollos. In fact, I think it'd be 4 hours, because this is going to be at 8 PM on the Sunday, and I'll be uploading it then at 8 PM on the Friday, so, yeah, 4.5 hours this will be uploaded in. I haven't really done anything today in terms of the spreadsheet or anything regarding FC, because I kind of just, there was a thunderstorm, I didn't want to like cause anything. I know nothing would have been caused anyway, but I'm bloody, what's the word, nervous in case anything, electrics go out or whatever during the thunderstorm. And then I had some food, and that's kind of it, as Alphonso Davies makes it 2-0, and that probably will be enough for Canada. And if you're South Africa, you're wondering, where did it all go wrong? Because you were just hitting the crossbar just about 8 minutes ago. It's a good give and go again. It's good play through. And again, it's not picked up. Alphonso Davies isn't picked up here at all. And he's come all the way from left back. And he's managed to hit a beautiful strike, which goes in off the underside of the crossbar. There's no chance for the goalkeeper to save it. And if you are South Africa now, you will need a miracle to make it through. 2 goals minimum to stay alive. But I think the host nation may have it in hand now, and if they don't yet, they soon will, in my opinion. I'm really hoping for some drama, some like extra time and penalty type beats in some of these knockout rounds, but not every single one. So if if some of them just end in a straight up win, that's fine by me. I'm not, gonna complain.
Easily intercepted. Alistair Johnston.
South Africa need a goal before half time if they're going to keep the spirits up, because their heads could be dropping, and they kind of went against the grain to get through in the first place, so they need to keep those heads up and then try and get the underdog story kicking on in the second half.
Can they prize them open now?
However, they need to not concede to Canada again before the break, and they're leaving players open again. Johnston into Saliba, away by Bagazi, and Madiba gets it away. And now South Africa could counter if Moremi can just go himself here, cut inside.
Given too much space.
Plays it off to Lyle Foster. Oh, they've done that wrong. They've done that wrong. It still could be on for them, but they've done that particular attack wrong. The ball doesn't get through as Cornelius closes it down. Moremi, all he had to do was just run at goal and take the shot on and see what could have happened, but no, not to happen for South Africa. It looks like in this first half. 1 minute of added time, meaning Canada could probably just hold on to the ball here and chill, which is exactly what they're going to do. They might even push for a third here with Kyle Laren. Miller out to Davis. Ball could be inside. It's going to go back to Miller in towards David. Headed straight at Roman Williams, but the story is there, as you can see. There is a lead at half-time, and it is belonging to 1/3 of the host nations, Canada, and their two best players striking for him on the grandest stage, or at least the grander stage than what they've been on so far. Their first knockout round in the World Cup history of Canada, and they've put a good start in here. Jonathan David and Alphonso Davies with the goals, the captain coming from left back to strike a second after Jonathan David's easy finish. Taking a look at the stats. 2-0, does it deserve to be? Maybe, but South Africa have had plenty of the ball and had opportunities. They just haven't been able to take them just yet. 64-36 in terms of possession for Bafana. 3 shots apiece, but it's the XG advantage slightly in favour of Canada. 1.3 to 1 for the host nation. A lot of passes in South Africa's kind of area for the first half, but they need to start moving it a bit more forward. They were moving it forward, but if they're going to pass 250 times, you're going to need to make more opportunities out of it, especially now as you are 2 goals down. Half-time reviews then in the first round of 32 match. Alphonso Davies gets man of the match so far for Canada. A goal and a 7.6 for the captain. Estacio with a 7.3 rating in this one. Jonathan David, a goal and a 7.1. Liam Miller, 7.1 as well, just trying to keep the hopes alive for Canada on that left-hand side. Kyle Laren, assist and a 7. Cornelius been very good as well. He gets a 7. And Crapo with a 7 so far. Only one save had to be made with a shot on target from South Africa. But you got to remember as well, Lyle Foster hitting the crossbar. Could have so easily been back in for South Africa. Saliba, underwhelming. Maybe not really been involved as much. But I can't really blame too many people because South Africa held the ball a lot more than Canada have. Assist for Tyon Buchanan, a good give and go between him and David for the first goal. Alistair Johnson and Luke Defuzro struggling a little bit in this first half, but at 2-0 up, they'll be okay with it. From South Africa's man of the match is Swefelo Sitole, the meme himself, the man, the meme, the legend. He's on a 7.9. Tim Bazvani, 7.7, and 53 passes at half time. If he keeps going like that, he's going to get dropped if, of course, South Africa make it through. Again, if you make over 100 passes, you get dropped. I say it tongue-in-cheek, but I am actually going to change the team if that's the case, because we need someone who's going to try and move the ball forward rather than moving it around in circles. 7 rating for Oswin Apollos as he tries off the right-hand side. He's become quite good throughout this World Cup, and he's got a bit of attention, so potentially a transfer move there. Sabisi, right centre-back, been the better of the two, but neither of them have really been phenomenal because there's like 2 goals past them, and the rest of South Africa still trying to get back into this match. I think they might get a goal, but I don't know if they'll get 2. Lyle Foster, very unlucky to not have one. 5.7 is a bit unfair, to be honest, because he's been very good at making the space and getting the ball forward, but just not able to find the finish just yet. The Burnley man with Roman Williams, 5.1. He's had 2 shots past him out of the 3 that have been on his target. Did make a save, but since then, he's been struggling. So with no changes planned for half-time, we go into the second half of this round of 32 game, and we will see who comes out on top. Canada 2-0 up. It looks like it's going to be the host nation that get through first, the first team to make it to the round of 16. But with 45 minutes left, and potentially longer, anything can happen.
So back underway, the second
I'm not ruling anything out. Alright? I'm not ruling anything out at all. So don't tell me to. I'll rule you out. That actually sounds really mean. I wouldn't do that. Well, maybe I would. You know what? Maybe I would.
Yeah, that's hard to defend against. They've got to shuffle across the pitch now.
Derek Cornelius. Now with Miller. And an astute piece of defending. Foster. And credit due, a good intervention.
If Canada get a third, then it's game, set, and match. However, it could go the other way still. Zvane down the left for South Africa. Goes down by Johnston.
Let's give credit to the defending.
And I know I said forward movement, but lad, you have to actually do something with it. You can't just dribble and then expect not to get tackled.
Cornelius. Miller. Tejon Buchanan. Oh, moving it nicely.
Saved by Roman Williams as Canada look eager to score a third. It's Maremi that swaps for Adams on the South Africa side. Maybe a bit more experience to try and get South Africa back into this. Eustáquio delivers. It's away by Sabisi. Not as far as Buchanan. Now Eustáquio again on the right. I was considering. Roman Williams grabs that over the head of, I believe, Kyle Laren. I was considering recording multiple today because I could also do the other one that's been confirmed. There is another one that's been confirmed after this. I can't remember the teams off the top of my head. I was considering playing that just now as well. I think I'm not going to. I'll maybe do it at some point. You know what? I might do it later potentially, but I might just leave it till tomorrow. Brazil-Japan is the other one that will be, well, it'll be coming after this. It will be Brazil. So far, we've got South Africa versus Canada, which you're seeing on your screen as Apollos plays it through. Zvane can't get a shot off. Cornelius closes it down. Brazil-Japan, which will be the next one. Then you've got Germany versus TBD. So we don't know who Germany will be playing yet. I need to somehow know and record that before Saturday at 9:30. Well, tomorrow at 9:30. I don't think I'll be able to find out in time purely because the games won't have happened yet, and I'll be at work for most of Saturday. So it's gonna be a tough one. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can manage. Then we've got Netherlands versus Morocco. That's confirmed. That'll be uploaded the 28th of June at 2 AM because the actual game is the 30th of June at 2 AM. And then Ivory Coast versus TBD as well. And then still quite a lot to be decided. So the only confirmed matches we have are South Africa, Canada, which we're doing right now, Brazil, Japan, Netherlands, Morocco, and then USA and Bosnia. So we still need to wait for a lot of teams to finish their group games, and again the 2-day period might not be enough, so I'm just flagging it up now. Unless Germany find out their opponents tonight, it could be curtains. But this is the second to last night of games of the group stage, and tomorrow will be the last night. So if we don't find out today, we'll find out tomorrow, you know, or Saturday. Tomorrow is Saturday. I keep forgetting today's Friday. It doesn't feel like a Friday. This does not feel like a Friday whatsoever.
A good challenge to bring that attack to an end. Johnston. It's with Larin.
Every time Canada try to find a third, South Africa shut them down, but South Africa are the team that are running out of time here. South Africa are the team that need to chase this. And South Africa are the team that need to find a goal before it's too late.
Far from a good pass.
That was a poor bit of play.
Saliba out to Buchanan. Tries to cut inside. There's a bit of tricky skill and flicky stuff. If I can wake up early enough tomorrow, I don't start work till 1 o'clock, to be honest. So I could always get a... If I know the team that Germany are playing, I could always get that done. Or I'll do Brazil, Japan. I don't know. We'll figure it out. What matters is we'll know what we're doing when we know. That makes absolutely no sense, but also makes sense as well when you think about it. It's a little bit deep. You kind of have to think about it.
Adams has it.
Adams, Foster. Wayne, I can't get it through.
Well, moving the
Foster
ball
wins
around
it back.
nicely as they
Satole.
try to get themselves back within a goal.
Again, I still think South Africa are value for one, but I just don't know if they'll be value for two. Zvani, it could be Mokoena if he just shoots. He does shoot, but it's off target, and that is a big chance missed for South Africa. That is a big opportunity gone to the wayside. And now Canada playing it smart. They're going to make a defensive substitution. The Fizroll coming off for Bombito with just around 20 minutes left. It's looking a bit more bleak. If that goes in, the game changes, but obviously, doesn't take a genius to tell you it did not go in. Zvani could find Foster. It's a volley straight at Crepeau. It's not like they're not trying. They're just not succeeding currently. And it's going to be Laren that wins the header over Madao. A little bit of a collision there. Estaquio down the left. Back to Miller. Into Estaquio again. Away in the end by South Africa once again, who are fucking pushing for it. They are. They really are. But will they push enough?
And a good looking pass.
Will it be enough?
Really good vision there.
Lord only knows. Yaya, or Satole, as he's more commonly known. Adams. Foster. Back post. It's the right idea. Just a bit too heavy, and I think South Africa may have left it too late here for a comeback story. Stranger things have happened in the World Cup, so I'm not ruling it out. But I think it might be too little too late. 15 minutes between Canada and the round of 16.
And Canada come away with it.
Looking to make another change, presumably defensively as well. It would make sense, to be fair.
Derek Cornelius. Alistair Johnson.
There is a little chance that South Africa could still do something, but I don't. Again, I think it might be, you know, game, set, and match. I predicted 2-0 for Canada. For the IRL game, so if it stays like this, at least my prediction's spot on, you know. Could take a little bit of glory from it.
Derek Cornelius.
So fun fact yesterday, we'll tell a little bit of a life story while this is going on. I went out in the sun. I'm pretty sure I said I went out in the sun for a bit yesterday. My ankles somehow got fucking sunburnt, so now it hurts when I put socks on. Which is great fun. Somehow my legs got sunburnt despite me putting tons of sun cream on as well. I'm not entirely sure. There's places where I've got sunburn, but I don't know how I've got it. So, not anything like that, not anything weird, just like my legs that I put the sun cream area on, my shoulders. I rolled my sleeves up yesterday, put sun cream on my shoulders, but apparently it hasn't had an effect because my top of my arm's all red. But it's only on my left arm, my right arm's fine, so I don't really know. It is a little bit painful today, but it's not crazy bad. Obviously I have the bit on my legs. I think I talked about the bit on my legs yesterday. That's actually not too bad. Well, I've got shorts on at the moment, so it's not too bad, but we're putting trousers on because it's colder today and there's been a storm and I don't want to get rained on. Mokoena to Satole. Madao. Adams. Madao. Satole. Foster. Adams again. Gaia. Mokoena. Yaya again. Mokoena. To Paulus. It's closed down by Buchanan.
That's the way to defend in those situations. Excellent stuff.
Cornelius will get it away, and yeah, I think the time is nigh for South Africa, who have put in a good fight, to be honest, and had the opportunities, but just haven't been able to find the target today. And you know what? Them getting to the round of 32 is very, very good, because the first time they've ever made it. And that includes in their own host nation when they hosted back in 2010. They didn't make it then. They made it this time. Without being mean, it is a lot easier to make it, but like they have done, so fair play to them. Scotland haven't. England still have to do something. But South Africa have done very, very well. However, they will be triumphed or trumped here by Canada. I predicted 2-0 for my actual score prediction,
Now with Miller.
and it may end 2-0 for the actual score. So I feel like Nostradamus a little bit, I'll be honest.
Well, the stoppage time situation. 1 minute here.
The other reason is, despite all, like, I know the game's about to end, the other reason that I'm not going to record Brazil-Japan just now is despite the storm, there's still a fucking outrageous heat. I'm getting a bit of a heat headache, so I kind of just want to not. But we'll see when I record that. It'll be very, very soon anyway. You'll know when it's uploaded because it'll be 2 days before kickoff. I will have done it on time, hopefully. But that is that for the first round of 32 match. South Africa disappointed and dismayed, but Canada, and especially that man Jonathan David, very happy with the performance as Canada continue to make history in simulation. It is the round of 16 for Canada, and I will put the round of 16 games alongside each other in the spreadsheet, but I'll be doing it obviously with the real teams. So 2-0 to Canada in the end, which means they're the first team through to the round of 16, the first host nation through as well, and South Africa the first team to be eliminated. So unfortunately, commiserations to South Africa. Hell of a tournament. They started off as the worst team after match day 1, hooked it back somehow against both Czechia and South Korea, but the journey ends there for Bafana, and it's 2-0 Canada to close out round of 32, match 1 of 16, and 73 of the tournament overall. So taking a look there at performances, this is how it looks. Alphonso Davies, man of the match for Canada. I do need to check the match facts as well, but we'll do that after. I've done it the wrong way around, but we ball. You know what? We ball. Man of the match for Canada is Alphonso Davies. He got the second goal that kind of put it beyond a bit of doubt. Not a complete doubt, because South Africa were knocking on the door, but Canada weren't answering. 7.4 for Eustáquio, 7.3 for Cornelius, who definitely was the better defender by a mile, because obviously, A, the other one got subbed off, and B, he was just very, very good today. Jonathan David with the other goal, a goal that was scored first, I believe, in a 7.1 performance for the Juventus striker. 2 opportunities on target as well, so it could have been extra. And of course, Tayon Buchanan, the one assisting Jonathan David's goal, he gets a 7.1. Nice little give and go for that first goal. Nathan Saliba, a little bit underwhelming, but again, he's got big shoes to fill, and he's filled them all right so far. Crepeau, in the end, only had to make 2 saves, 2 shots on target, plus the crossbar hit. You saw how close South Africa were getting, and they could just convert any of them, then it would have been a totally different game, potentially. 6.8 for Liam Miller. 6.7 for Alistair Johnson. Kyle Larin with an assist and a 6.6. Bombito for his role. I mean, Bombito came on for first role and did better in the less time he had. So, kind of tells you maybe they shouldn't be starting the first role at the back. For South Africa, even though they lost, they did get man of the match for Sefefolo Shitole. Shitole once again proving that he can do the job. He just needs to not get himself sent off. 7.9 rating for the South Africans. 77 passes made. Doesn't quite hit the threshold. Zvane, 82 passes. Doesn't hit the threshold either in the end. Kind of calmed it down with the passing. He's like, yeah, if I get 100 and we get through, man's going to drop me. So he's like, yeah, I'm not letting that happen. But a good performance from both of them, to be fair. Just couldn't find a finish. Taboho Mokoena, he had a very, very good chance. And if he scored said chance, that might have put South Africa back into it, and maybe we would have seen an equaliser, but unfortunately didn't score. 7.3, still a good game overall. Kaliso Medal, 7.3 for South Africa, and Aubrey Madiba got to be partly at fault for the first goal, 7.1 in the end, and Nkosinathi Sabisi with a 7 as well. Lyle Foster had opportunities, couldn't take them, 6.8. Same with Apollos, he was just trying to come in off the right hand side, then got moved to the left. Still couldn't find anything from him. And then the defence, Mbakazi, 6.7, not fantastic. And the substitutes didn't really make a difference to the game. Maremi didn't make a difference when he was on. Adams didn't make too much of a difference either, which I thought he might. But he got shifted to the other side. And then Ronwen Williams, unfortunately, did make some saves, but also let some goals in. It was 2 nice finishes. I mean, David's was just a cross goal finish, couldn't really do much about it. And Alphonso Davies's was hit really well, in off the underside of the crossbar. But 5 shots in his goal, 3 saves, 2 conceded. It does mean, unfortunately, for South Africa that it'll be saying goodbye to the World Cup at the round of 32 stage, at least in simulation. Maybe a different result in real life, and we'll close out with the match facts because I've done this the wrong way around. 60-40 in the end in terms of possession for Bafana. 5 shots each, but Canada made the most of theirs, as you can see with the 2-0 scoreline. And 427 passes to 257 is mad work. South Africa did have the advantage slightly in XG in the end, but just couldn't get their Gs. They had the XG, but couldn't get their Gs. 1.7 for South Africa, 1.5 for Canada. And in the end, it was unfortunate, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. That will wrap up, though, the first game of the round of 32. We've got 15 more round of 32s to go before 8 round of 16s, 4 quarterfinals, 2 semi-finals, the third place playoff, and then the final. So I hope you're still continuing with me on the journey to the end. We are going to get this done. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you for the next round of 32 match, which will be Brazil versus Japan.